What's happening in this video, I'm going to go through another full day's eating on a low calorie, high protein diet. All the meals are going to be really easy to make, really tasty and really filling. Like, trust me, you're not even going to feel like you're on a diet. Also, before the video starts, I hate saying this, but if you want to hit like and subscribe, it does really help me out a lot as someone that's just new and just trying to grow. So yeah, let's jump into it. All the food in this video is going to add up to just under 2,000 calories and about 230 grams of protein. Before we jump into the first meal, I want to share with you my top tip for feeling full while you're in a calorie deficit, and that is skipping breakfast to reduce your feeding window. This basically means that you're eating the same amount of calories in a reduced time frame, so in my opinion, it makes it a lot easier to stick to the calorie deficit. But if you're someone that feels like you have a big appetite in the morning, here's a wee hack to suppress your appetite. So life hack number one, coffee is actually an appetite suppressant. So by drinking a cup of coffee in the morning, you actually kill off your appetite till about 12 or 1, so you can reduce your feeding window. As you can see in this video as well, I use some flavor drops. This is basically an alternative to sugar, so you can add a bit of taste and sweetness to your coffee without the extra calories that comes with sugar. But of course, if you don't have any flavor drops handy, you can just drink black coffee. After your coffee, that should suppress your hunger till about 12 or 1 o'clock when you're going to have your first meal. Now, the first meal is going to be some French toast, and you're probably thinking, what, you're mad, French toast in a diet? Surely that is not feasible. But the truth is, like, meals like French toast and other things can be consumed in a diet if you make some simple changes in order to make them more calorie friendly, as you'll see here. Low calorie French toast, let's go. And trust me when I say this, just because it's a low calorie alternative doesn't mean you're sacrificing any taste. This is going to taste just as nice as normal French toast. So you're going to start by getting an egg and then adding 100 grams of egg whites to that egg. This is basically an alternative to adding 3 or 4 eggs, and it reduces the calories massively. So after you add the egg whites, you want to mix them up so it's the same consistency the full way through like that. I actually realised the bowl's too small, so I changed to a bigger bowl. So now you're going to grab your sugar alternative, which is this low calorie artificial sweetener. If you're wondering why I added precisely 17 grams, I actually don't have a clue. I was just sort of making it up as I went along. But that's the beauty of this recipe. You can just sort of make it how you want. Like, for example, if you're a big fan of cinnamon, you might add more than me, you might add less. The same with the vanilla extract. I didn't really measure it in either. I just sort of threw a load of stuff in the bowl and sort of hoped for the best. Like, I'm not going to lie, I wasn't following the recipe or anything. Add some 0 calorie maple syrup in as well, because why not? Right, so that's the mix done. Now you want to get your 1 cal spray and spray a good bit of it on a pan, because you want to make sure your French toast isn't going to be sticking to it or anything. So the next thing you want to do is dip your bread into the mix and leave it to soak for a wee minute on each side. I'm just using normal Kingsmill bread. If you want, you can use a low calorie alternative, but I just didn't have any in the house. So just a word of warning, when you're transferring it over to the pan, you want to be nice and quick, because the mixture sort of drips off the bread, so it can get a bit messy. So you want to leave it for about a minute on each side before you give it a flip. You want it looking like that, that's perfect. But as you can see, my one on the right doesn't look quite as good. So I got the leftover mixture and added some on top, and then flipped it over a few more times till it was all good in the hood. So yeah, you can just keep flipping it over until you think that it's ready. You want it nice and well done, but obviously you don't want to burn it. Once it looks something like that, then you're going to want to transfer it over to a plate. So the final part of this recipe is getting the leftover French toast mix and adding it to the pan. You're going to make this almost like scrambled eggs, and bear in mind that it's only going to take about a minute. This makes a lovely wee side that you can add to your plate, and it also just ensures that nothing goes to waste. So that is your French toast complete, and I'm topping it off with some salted caramel 0 calorie sauce, which is absolutely delicious. 400 calories and 20 grams of protein in the full meal. It doesn't get much better than that. So that French toast was lovely, but it only had 20 grams of protein, and idealistically we're looking to get about 30 grams of protein with each meal. So I actually washed it down with a slush puppy. And I know what you're thinking, there's no protein in a slush puppy, but that's where you're wrong. This is the protein slush puppy, and it tastes even better than a normal one. So for my slush puppy, I'm using some vegan strawberry isolate from My Protein, but you can use any isolate you want. This just happened to be the one I had in the house because I wanted to try the vegan range, and it's actually surprisingly nice, as much as I hate to say that because I am far from a vegan. But yeah, you want to put a serving in and then add some ice and a wee bit of water. The normal recommendations of this is just to mix it with water, but if you add ice and then water and stick it in a blender, it turns it into a slush puppy, and trust me when I say it is one of the greatest things I have ever discovered in life. Like, look at that, unreal. It's stuff like this that makes it so easy for me to stick to my diet, because it tastes like an absolute treat, but it's healthy. There's 57 calories in this and 10 grams of protein, an absolute bargain. Right, so after my slush puppy, I'll probably go and do a workout. And if you watched my last video, you'll know that I'm a big fan of a smoothie. I just think it's unreal, because every day I have a smoothie after my workout. It gives me something to look forward to, and again, it makes the diet more sustainable. And I'm not joking when I say this. This smoothie recipe is probably one of the nicest smoothies in the history of the entire human race. Here it is. So for this smoothie, you need coconut milk, frozen blueberries, a banana, vanilla protein, and then if you do supplement creatine, it's just handy, you can add it in as well. So you're going to start by getting your coconut milk and adding about 300 mils of that in. If you don't have coconut milk, you can just use ordinary milk or even water if you're really trying to cut back on the calories, but coconut milk is the nicest. So after this, you want to get your frozen blueberries and add 100 grams in. You probably don't want to try and spill them everywhere like I'm doing here, but I was trying to record and pour them in at the same time, to be fair to me. So yeah, now you want to add in your banana. Now, I wouldn't worry too much about chopping it up because the blender's going to do a pretty good job of that, but you want to give it a push down to make whey for your protein. You get it? Like whey, oh, it doesn't matter. So the final ingredient is a scoop of vanilla protein. Ideally, you actually don't want to spill it everywhere. I'm just very clumsy. You can also add your creatine in. If you do take creatine, it's just handy to add it to the smoothie. Stick it in the blender and give it a blend until it looks nice and purple like this. So once that's nice and blended up, you can go ahead and add it to the glass. And trust me when I say this will be the nicest smoothie you have ever tried. There's 285 calories in it and 25 grams of protein. So your next meal is going to be some 0% fat Greek yogurt, protein and fruit. And trust me when I say you're going to be blown away by the calorie to protein ratio. So for this one, you're going to need some frozen mixed fruits, vanilla protein and 0% fat Greek yogurt. So the first thing you want to do is get your 0% fat Greek yogurt, 300 grams of that. Then you're going to get your vanilla protein and add a scoop and give it a mix around so it looks something like that. So from here you can actually directly add your frozen mixed fruits into it, but what I like to do is actually put about 160 grams of the fruits into a separate bowl and then put these in the microwave for a minute. This way the fruit isn't completely frozen and it gets some of the juices out of it, as you can see from here. So once you've done that, you want to give it a mix around so it looks something like this. Now this meal has 330 calories and 50 grams of protein, absolutely unreal. So that means it's going to keep you ticking over till dinner time when you're going to have a mad chicken salad. It's going to be extremely low calorie again and extremely high protein. Here it is. Right, for this one you're going to need a pepper and an onion, 225 grams of chicken, lettuce, smoked paprika and a sauce of your choice. The first thing you want to do is grab your onion and pepper and then chop them up so it looks something like this. After that, you want to grab your 1 spray and spray your pan with it. It's extremely important that you use this and not olive oil because it's going to save you a couple of hundred calories. So yeah, once that's done, put them in the pan, give them a shake about and leave them to sizzle while you go and get your chicken. Right, so 225 grams of chicken and then cut it up so it looks something like this. Once it's cut up, you want to go back over to your pan and put your onions and peppers over to one side to make way for your chicken and then add your chicken in. So once the chicken's added in, we come to the most important ingredient, the smoked paprika. As you can see, I didn't go light in this at all. I think I threw in like half the jar. So while that's cooking away, you get some lettuce in a bowl and add some sauce of your choice. I'm using Southwest 0 calorie, but you can add whatever you want. So once that's done, you're basically sorted. You want to go back over to your chicken, onion and peppers, give them a shake and then leave them till they look something like this. Now all that's left to do is transfer this into your bowl and that is your meal done. 400 calories, 60 grams of protein and it tastes unreal. Now that chicken salad is going to have you stuffed. It's only 400 calories, but it's a massive plate of food. It's going to keep you ticking over till your last meal of the day, which is some chocolate peanut butter protein oats. Now I like to leave this meal as late as possible because I get quite bad cravings late at night, so I'll probably be eating it at about 9 or half 9. So for this one, you're going to need some almond breeze, porridge oats, powdered peanut butter and chocolate protein. The first thing you want to do is get about 45 grams of your porridge oats and add about 100 ml of your almond milk, then put that in the microwave for a minute. While that's in the microwave, you want to get about 25 grams of your powdered protein, add some water and mix it up so it looks something like this. Then you want to get your oats out of the microwave and add your scoop of chocolate protein. You might need to add some more almond milk at this stage if it is too dry, but you can be the judge of that. Now all that's left to do is add your peanut butter to this. Look at that, it looks absolutely unreal. Once your peanut butter is added, just give it a mix around and that is you sorted. There's 360 calories in this and 38 grams of protein and it tastes absolutely unbelievable. You'll be going to bed a happy person. After my protein oats, I was really craving some chocolate, so I just took 4 squares of this Bourneville, 87 calories down the day. So that wraps up this full day of eating on 1,919 calories and 230 grams of protein. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit like, and if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'll put it here. But if not, see you in the next video.